in while my media team and I were trying to schedule well so if you watch the previous section and in the group, because if you give up then you don't enjoy the possibilities that there are for advancement, for future successes. That one thing didn't work out, don't stop there. If you've not seen that video on the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset and how it affects your mental health, please watch that video. Okay, so previously when I was talking with my client, she mentioned pressure from work, pressure from family, the fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, having so much to do and being feeling unable to meet up with all the things that she has to do. And then she mentioned a little bit of burnout. You see, when I was talking earlier, I mentioned one of the benefits of having an idea of what is even going on with you. And that's why you should watch my videos. I mean, I'm your bestie and I'm just to know what is going on in your body. It, it saves, it's like her brain starts shutting down, or that feeling of weakness, not wanting to do anything, like, and then she knows that this is coming about. And she mentioned some other physiological, when I mean physiological, I mean physical sensations and some emotional sensations that she has noticed as regards burnout. So now we want to get information as regards her general health, and then in the shortest possible time. Of course, we took a break just before this general health to get water to drink. Don't sit for too long. It's not healthy for you. No matter the work you're doing, get up and move around. Do a little bit of exercise before you move around, before you, um, start your day. I mean, active. Just get your heart beating, get your blood flowing, preferably early in the morning, so that it like opens up your brain, ready to work, ready to take on what's there for the day. And of course, we're going to be going live very soon every morning where we have our meditation series, and you can connect and watch it during the day when you just want to take a 30-minute break. And then at night we're going to come back with another live session to help you get relaxed and get to sleep, because a lot of people are not sleeping well. And that brings me to back to my client in the office. So let me hear from you what your sleep has been like. How often, how long, how well?
Okay, so the truth is that I've not
Being the lowest and five the highest. Your
been
sleep is 5-star rating or
so
two. Okay.
yes. So most times I stay up in midnight, and for me, if I don't sleep before 12 and 1, it will be so difficult for me to sleep again. Yes, that's how my body works. So most times I walk into the night, and when it's now time to sleep, I can't sleep again. I can't sleep even if I close my eyes. I've, I've not been sleeping well, and during the day I can't sleep because of work too. So it's as if the workload is just much. Okay, let me talk about my work. So I work with a marketing agency, and it's bad because it's like I am a marketing manager for three different companies. So it goes beyond just handling social media. I do the marketing, put the planning, the strategy, everything for three different brands. I run the emails. Recently, I've been learning how to run ads, which the company sponsored. So the new company that we signed in, I'm expected to run ads. I join meetings, and the meetings are not like one meeting. It's like every time I'm supposed to be in the meeting, whether you like it or not. So last week, what even broke me down this past week was last week during the meeting, I was given a task. So okay, not that I was not even given a task. I have a routine that I follow. So one of the company rebranded, they changed their services. So they told me to hold on to wait till they will handle the content and everything till the rebranding process finishes. I said okay, so I kept on handling the other ones that I was handling. And I was expecting them to reach out to me. They didn't reach out. So one day I got a notification from Notion. Notion is like our project management app that we use. That I should use a blog post they wrote to create content for the social media. I did that. I did that. So from that mail, I saw it as okay. I can now resume my regular activity. I sent out a newsletter. The man became angry. I was almost sacked that day. I don't know. It was God that really saved me because of a mail that I sent, and oh, it really touched me because I knew how I prayed for the job, and it's not as if. And the thing is, since I came into the company, I've been bringing in results. Maybe that's why they are giving me more tasks because of my person. I'm a result driven person, so I brought in a lot of a lot of like one of the accounts that I manage, a lot of sign-ups that they have not encountered for the past month. I brought it in. People started signing up. The page started growing. Like everything just started growing fast. So the man was happy. So because of that mistake that I made, I was almost sacked that day. And it pained me because I'm like, okay, this is just a mistake that happened. It's an email that I sent. It's not as if the email had any grammatical error or anything. It's just that it was not the particular email you wanted to send out. And it broke me down. I didn't know what to say. I just kept on saying sorry.
So how well have you been eating all
Okay.
this while? Because we're still talking of your general
Okay.
health.
My health.
You've not been sleeping well. You've not been eating.
I've been eating. I think I've been eating a lot.
Okay. So let's say you stress eat.
Up to that I've been
Okay.
eating a lot.
A lot more than you used to.
Yes, like
Okay.
every moment I just feel hungry, I feel emptiness, I just want to eat.
Okay. A lot more than before. Okay. So that's well understood. And so there's something that I picked from the story or what you were just explaining about your work. And before I give one or two tips and we go offline, I wanted to I wanted to ask, what do you tell yourself at that time? We want to be able to identify those negative automatic thoughts that triggers this burnout, that triggers this process. Because one thing I've realized is when it has to do with stress, and I'm going to do the video on, I think that's where I'll start off, the difference between stress and burnout. A lot of times we just look at burnout and forget that stress is the main focus. So one of the things I'm going to be talking about is the difference. But when it has to do with stress, it is self-determined. What I mean by that is, it's not that issues don't come up, but it's when as overwhelming, when we feel become a challenge to us. But sometimes when we perceive it or we think of it as something that can be handled, it gives us that idea that we're able to handle this. The thing about the whole process of mind, thoughts, and behavior, according to Aaron Beck and other cognitive behaviorists, your thoughts actually influence your behavior and vice versa. So sometimes those thoughts actually come up and you're wondering, why am I feeling that way? But sometimes they are as a result of the thought process of what you're thinking. So can we go back to this particular incident that was really stressful for you? When we talk about it, then I'm going to give to be able to manage some of these issues. So let's just look back at that incident. What were you thinking at that point? As many things as you can list, we take note of them and then we can address them
Okay, is it that
subsequently.
when that
Yes,
day the thing happened?
that day when you
Okay.
said you felt
Okay.
like you almost lost your job or you almost lost your job. What was it that was going on with you?
God. God. I can't even this. It was one of those days that I was training, and it was in the morning. Like before I had the training. So I was destabilized and God, I didn't know what to do. To tell the truth, how,
Can you remember what you were thinking?
oh God, I was thinking.
I know it may be hard, but just look back. If there are thoughts that probably are reoccurring.
Okay, I thought that okay that okay, I felt and I thought that
Mm-hmm.
I was inadequate. I don't know how to say like
Okay,
yes,
thoughts of inadequacy.
yes.
You can look at the emotions wheel later to tell us some of the feelings that you experienced that day. But what were the thoughts? Like,
So
for an example, it could be, is this man crazy? Who does he think I am? Or hey, those thoughts of,
the thought was not. I wasn't even blaming the man. I was blaming myself.
yes, good. So,
Yes,
what were those things you were telling yourself in your mind?
in my mind. Okay. Cecil, I cannot really
Okay, so let's
remember.
let's try and picture the emotions.
Okay.
You can use the emotions wheel here in the office to tell us some of the emotions you felt that day. You can actually stand and look at it if you feel more comfortable with that. So let's just list out
Okay. I felt bitter.
bitter.
Yes, I
Okay.
felt bitter. I felt bitter because you're putting in the work. 1 minute they are praising you, 1 minute you want to just let go of you.
Okay.
Then I felt scared. God, Jesus, I was scared and disapproving. I can say disapproving.
Okay, so let's say you were disapproved of.
Yeah, of myself.
Okay, disapproved of by yourself.
Yes,
Like you disapproved of yourself.
yes.
Okay.
And at the point I went numb.
Okay.
Yes, I went
You
numb. I
felt
can remember
numb.
that.
Okay.
Um, Irritated.
Okay, so we have these ones bitter,
I think
scared,
let down.
you felt let down. Like who let who down? Did you feel that you had let yourself down?
Yes.
Or you felt that they had let you down or your boss had let you down?
No, I wasn't expecting so much from him. Like, but I felt that okay, I would have just left everything, let them continue the way they wanted. But if I leave it that way, they will still say that it's as if I don't care about
Okay.
everyone. So
Okay.
it was just mixed
A
feeling.
roller coaster of
Yes.
feelings. Okay. Okay. Roller coaster of feelings. All right. Because we're about to end this session, I have another client that is already
Can
waiting.
you see what if it's
Um,
recording?
so I'm just going to give you a little task that we will continue. But why I'm giving it to you now is because I have are watching, people that are watching us that would really want to know what to do. So one of the things that you can do and you should do is identify what is causing the burnout, what is causing the stress, and write it down. Write it down. Let's be very deliberate about it. I know that when I am shouted out, I feel stressed or I'm activated to my heart starts beating fast or I start shivering or whatever. So write down the source of the stress. It could be the for the client I know it is the children's room. It could be the just the thought of entering a car, probably as a reminder of a trauma or as a reminder that anything can go wrong and you may never come back. Those things Just write down the source of the stress and then identify vulnerable zones, the pains in different organs. Some people begin to have headaches. Some people notice that their heart beats faster. Some people notice that their stomach is rumbling. So identify where the vulnerable areas are. Sometimes sleep, sometimes, find those disturbing negative automatic thoughts. Health